Well, I'm Stephanie, and we're here with LOV-Dane. We're from Wisconsin, and you guys are all sitting in a circle because everything that we do, which we will explain momentarily, we do in circle. So what we would like is for everyone to introduce themselves and then just give us one word, how you're feeling today, what you're learning so far, what you're really excited for. So I'm Stephanie, and I am excited.
I'm Amanda, and I think actually right now I'm fairly in awe.
Tom, and I would say I'm curious.
Max, a little tired.
Tom, and interested.
Jennifer, and finding connections.
Julie, and very interested.
Susan, peaceful.
I'm Joe, and I'm enthusiastic.
So I'm going to try to do a 5-minute, incredibly fast-talking overview of what LOV-Dane has become in about the last year, really. LOV-Dane stands for Living Our Visions Dane, and our very loose emerging motto is doing together what we can't do alone. And we're committed as families, as individuals with disabilities, as allies, as friends, to work together to create community-centered lives that are really full of friends, that are full of family, that are full of choices. And you see kind of around the outside of our amoeba drawing, a few of the sort of basic tenets or principles that have sort of emerged for us over the journey. Just a quick moment of how we came to be where we are. We sort of exist because we had the blessing of having our governmental body, our county, create space for us to allow a paradigm shift, to allow something to emerge. And they did that by funding 2 positions that they later became to realize were community organizing positions. And so I think some of the speed that you will see in what we've done in a year has a lot to do, for one, with the fact that there are paid people on the ground that have time, right, to really dedicate, to supporting families to dedicate. So you heard me probably use emerge once, and I'll probably use it 5 more times as we go. And I think that's something that we've found integral. Our impulse is always to decide, and instead we need to let it emerge and feel what's coming. Second, the reason you're sitting in circle is that relationship is the core of anything that we do, and it's only through that relationship and intentionally forming it that action can emerge, and then through that action that meaning is developed and our relationships deepen and we have more power really to act collectively. You'll see the amoeba, and speaking of emerging, we didn't have an amoeba around our drawing until this morning. And we wanted to represent the organic nature of what we're finding and what we're creating together. We believe that it's important to use as little structure as is necessary, only as much structure as we need to be able to act, to allow that shift and that lack of rigidity. So the amoeba represents the larger LOV-Dane, and Dane County is a county in Wisconsin. Madison is the capital, so it surrounds Madison. And this first circle in the middle of it is what we call our old adult circle, of which we would all be a part. And within that is a circle that indicates our leadership team, and probably a better way to say that is core team. This is a group of families that have officially committed to say that they're going to be the guardians of our process, and then to bring in everybody else's voices and hold that container, and also to sanction what we do. So you'll see the arrows are actually actions. We have 2 smaller circles that represent more neighborhood-centered circles within LOV-Dane, Love Oregon, and Love East, to meet that neighborhood need that we have to collectively connect to each other. And the arrows represent action, places that we're actually acting. Within the adult group, we have 2 of those. One is cooperative. We just got back, and our excitement comes from, we did a day-and-a-half, Love co-hosted a day-and-a-half conference on cooperatives and how cooperatives could impact disabilities, and so that partnership was formed, and we're expecting that out of this conference the energy was so high, it was all done in open space in World Cafe, that the next action is looking like the potential to at least explore developing a multi-stakeholder co-op. Folks with disabilities, their families, their allies, and support givers would actually collectively own, run, support that in community supports. And this other arrow is a transportation arrow, and Oregon in particular is not inside the Madison's beautiful busing system, right? And so the young adults can't get anywhere. And we're looking again at forming partnerships with organizations. They had money, we had people. And it was really important to kind of partner that. We operate with some basic principles. Don't do it if it's not going to be successful. Don't do it if nobody wants it. Only work in partnership, never simply receive. Is it emerging? Is it going to build our group? And if that doesn't happen, our core team decides whether it meets that. These did. And I'll turn it over.
Yeah, and then we have another circle, a second circle here that's interlocking, and we're still trying to figure out how the relationship between these two circles works. But these are our LOV-Yas, our young adults, and they also have their core team, their leadership that guides and directs their flow and how they go. And then the two action teams that are other than the transportation, we have a social. The first thing they did was social. They really wanted to connect to each other. They were really connected, felt connected and included in their communities, but they really didn't have connections to one another. And so they've been doing social things. And then they also, out of that came this additional need to sit in a circle and have support from one another. And they've been doing that for a couple of months now, and it's been beautiful for us to watch. We sit in their circle and just feel like we can't even begin to enter it. And then they're also, again, partnering, forging a partnership with Love Oregon to work on this transportation issue, as LOV-Dane partners with a third party that has buses and money, but no one to ride on them. So that's our young adult circle. Yeah, that's us. Should we close the circle? Since we
I
didn't
don't
get
know.
to.
We could close the circle. Let's do
Okay.
it. We like to.
All right. Yep. So we always begin and end in a circle. So since we can, let's just do another one word. I'm feeling restful.
I'm really interested to hear the other stories that I know are here. Yeah. Let's hear it.
More clear.
Calm.
I'd like to learn more.
Encouraged.
Really, really interesting.
Yeah, I want to learn more too.
Thankful.
All right.
Right on.